Have you ever felt overwhelmed by life's challenges? In our quest for happiness and meaning, we often overlook wisdom that has stood the test of time. Today, we're diving into the ancient world of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us how to lead a fulfilling life. Let's explore 5 Stoic philosophers and the life-changing ideas they offer. Marcus Aurelius, mastering your mind. Imagine being the boss of the entire Roman Empire. You've got wars, politics, and even a plague to handle. This was Marcus Aurelius's life, but instead of freaking out, he had a secret weapon, his mindset. He believed that it's not what happens to you, but how you think about it that counts. It's all about how you see things. Marcus once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What he meant is pretty cool. Stuff is going to happen, but you get to choose how it affects you. Stuck in traffic and late? You can either get mad or see it as chill time to listen to music or a podcast. Dealing with negative vibes. Marcus knew all about bad thoughts. He had plenty. But he also knew how to deal with them. Whenever he felt down or worried, he'd ask himself, "Can I do something about this?" If not, he'd focus on what he could do, like how he reacted or what he thought about next. Tough times make you stronger. Life threw a lot at Marcus, but he saw every challenge as a chance to get better. He believed that obstacles weren't there to stop us, but to help us grow. So when something tough comes your way, think of it as practice for being awesome. Be your own Marcus. How can we use Marcus's tricks today? Start by expecting things to go sideways sometimes. Then, when they do, take a deep breath and look for the silver lining. Got a problem? Flip it around and find the opportunity in it. Marcus Aurelius was onto something big. Life's not about what happens to you, but how you choose to see it. This idea can help us stay calm, find the positive, and keep moving forward no matter what life throws our way. Next time you face a setback, remember Marcus. Change your perception. Change your world. Seneca, the shortness of life. Imagine having a big shiny coin for every day you're alive, but here's the catch. You can't save them. You either use them or lose them. That's how Seneca, a wise old philosopher, saw time. He said, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." So what's his advice? Let's dive in. Time, more valuable than money. We all get 24 hours a day, but how we spend them, that's what really matters. Seneca thought time was way more precious than money. You can always make more money, but time, once it's gone for good. So the big question is, are you spending or wasting your time? Living on purpose. Seneca would say living well means living on purpose. It's easy to let hours slip by scrolling through your phone, watching TV, or worrying about stuff we can't change. Instead, he'd want us to ask, what am I doing with my time? Are we learning new things? Hanging out with friends, making cool stuff, helping others? That's the kind of time well spent Seneca was all about. Avoiding time traps. There are tons of time traps out there, endless Netflix binges, worrying about what others think, or waiting for the perfect moment to start something new. Seneca says, watch out. Every minute you're caught in a trap, you're not living fully. Break free and do what makes you happy and fulfilled. Making every day count. Seneca believed in making every day count. He'd probably suggest starting with small steps. Maybe it's picking up a book instead of your phone, going for a walk, or writing down what you're grateful for. Small changes can lead to big shifts in how we view and use our time. Your time, your life. In the end, Seneca's message is clear. Your time is your life. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Be mindful of how you spend your days, because that's what shapes your life. So next time you find yourself wasting time on things that don't really matter, remember Seneca. Ask yourself, is this how I want to spend my precious time? It's a powerful question that can help us live more intentionally every day. Epictetus, focus on what you can control. Ever felt upset about something you couldn't change? We all have. That's where Epictetus, an ancient smarty-pants, comes in. He was born a slave but became a big-name philosopher. His main message? We are disturbed not by things, but by the view which we take of them. Simply put, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Control versus no control. Epictetus breaks life down into two buckets: stuff you can control and stuff you can't. Things like what you think, what you do, and how you react. That's in your control. Weather, what others think of you, or traffic, not in your control. The trick is focusing on the first bucket and letting go of the second. Why worry about the uncontrollable? Worrying about things we can't change is like trying to teach a cat to dance. It's frustrating and a waste of time. Epictetus would say, why bother? If it's out of your hands, it should be out of your mind too. Instead, put that energy into what you can change, like your attitude or your actions. The power of reaction. Here's the real game changer. You get to choose how you react to everything. Miss the bus? You can get mad, or you can see it as a chance to enjoy a walk. Got criticized at work? Take it as feedback to grow instead of a hit to your pride. It's all about your perspective. Practicing control. So, how do you get better at this? Practice. Start by noticing when you're stressing over the uncontrollable. Then, pause and ask, is this something I can control? If not, take a deep breath and focus on what you can do instead. Maybe it's changing your plans or just accepting what is and moving on. Your circle of control. Imagine a circle that contains everything you can control: your thoughts, your actions, your reactions. That's your playground. Everything outside, let it be. The more you live within your circle, the happier and more peaceful you'll be. Epictetus's challenge to us. Epictetus challenges us to live smarter, not harder. By focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we can't, we can face life's ups and downs with a calm mind and a steady heart. Remember, next time life throws you a curveball, ask yourself, is this within my control? If it isn't, let that worry go and focus on what you can do. That's living the Epictetus way. Zeno of Citium, living in harmony. Picture this. You're Zeno, a wealthy merchant in ancient times. One day a shipwreck wipes out everything you own. Tough break, right? But instead of throwing a pity party, Zeno takes a wild turn. He stumbles into a philosophy class and thinks, hey, this is the real treasure. That's how he kicks off Stoicism, a major thought revolution about living in sync with nature and valuing virtue above all. What's the big idea? Zeno's big pitch is pretty straightforward. Life's good when you live the way nature intended, and you stick to being a good person. Sounds simple, but it's kind of radical. For Zeno, being rich or famous isn't the goal. The real deal is living a life that's natural and true to your best self. Nature's way. So what's this living according to nature business? It's about understanding the world and your place in it. It means eating healthy, staying active, and keeping your mind sharp. But it's also about recognizing we're all part of a bigger picture and should help each other out. Virtue is key for Zeno. Virtue is like the secret sauce to a happy life. It's not about what you have, but who you are. Being wise, just, courageous, and self-controlled, that's the stuff that makes life worthwhile. It's not always easy, but it's what gives life real flavor and meaning. Practical steps. How do you get started? First, take a moment to think about what really matters. Is it buying the latest gadget, or is it being there for a friend? Next, try to live a bit more simply. Do you need to order takeout, or could you cook a healthy meal? Lastly, look for ways to help others. Can you volunteer or maybe just listen when someone needs to talk? Living the Zeno way. Zeno's ideas might be ancient, but they're super relevant today. In a world where we're bombarded with messages to want more, buy more, be more, Zeno whispers, hey, what about being happy with who you are and what you've got? Zeno's challenge to us. Zeno challenges us to look at our lives and ask, Am I living in a way that's natural and true to myself? It's about finding balance, doing good, and being good. And in the process, we might just find that the best things in life aren't things at all. So, next time you're feeling out of sorts, remember Zeno. Maybe it's time to get back to basics, focus on virtue, and live in harmony with the world around you. That's the path to a genuinely good life. Husonius Rufus, discipline as the path to freedom. Imagine a tough, no-nonsense teacher from ancient Rome, and you've got Musonius Rufus. Not as famous as some philosophers, but his ideas pack a punch. His main message? Discipline isn't about punishment. It's the key to living a good life. Let's break it down. What's discipline to Musonius? For Musonius, discipline means doing the right thing, even when it's hard. It's about choosing to wake up early for a run instead of sleeping in, or studying for that test instead of hanging out with friends. It's not just about physical stuff, though. It's also about controlling your desires, like not binge-watching TV all night or eating junk food non-stop. Discipline equals freedom. Sounds backward, right? How does saying no to things you want to do set you free? Well, Musonius believed that by mastering your desires, you actually get more control over your life. When you're not a slave to cravings for things like fame, money, or chocolate cake, you're free to focus on what really matters: being a good person, helping others, and living a meaningful life. How to start? Musonius would say, start small. Choose one thing you've been avoiding and tackle it. Maybe it's finally cleaning out that closet or fixing that leaky faucet. The point is to prove to yourself that you can do hard things, and each little victory, it builds your confidence and shows you that discipline is worth the effort. Discipline in daily life. In daily life, Musonius would encourage us to be mindful of our habits. Are you spending hours on social media, eating out of boredom, complaining instead of doing? By being more disciplined, we can make better choices that lead to a healthier, happier life. The big picture. Musonius Rufus reminds us that discipline is about more than just self-control. It's about crafting the life you want, filled with meaningful relationships, personal growth, and peace of mind. It's tough, sure, but the payoff is huge. Musonius's challenge to us. Musonius challenges us to look at our lives and find areas where lack of discipline holds us back. Then, take small steps to change. It's not about being perfect. It's about getting better, one choice at a time. So, when you're faced with the next hard choice, think of Musonius Rufus. Remember, discipline isn't about limiting your life, it's about living it to the fullest. In a world that often seems out of control, the timeless wisdom of Stoicism offers a beacon of light. These 5 philosophers remind us that, though we cannot control everything, we can control our perceptions, our actions, and our will. By embracing their teachings, we can lead lives of purpose, resilience, and contentment. So which idea resonated with you the most? How will you apply it to your life today?